Good evening, everybody, or good morning, or good afternoon, good day, wherever you're at. Welcome back to Iconoclast Games. I am the Iconoclast Gamer, and we're talking about Marvel Multiverse Role-Playing Game today. Um, yeah, make sure you hit like, subscribe, ring that bell. We're going to just kind of go through, it's kind of like an unboxing without a box, and we're going to look at the games, the books, the accessories, and have some fun. So, Marvel Multiverse Role Playing Game Core Rule Book. Matt Forbeck's the writer. I don't know if anybody played the TSR version back in the 80s. It was fun. I loved it. I thought it was great. This kind of follows a very similar format, and I think he did the original one too back in the day. So, call this the second edition of the game. We've got how to play, core mechanics, character profiles, combat, creating a character, backstories, powers, characters, the Marvel Universe, and the narrator. So, just for the idea, that red band right here, it kind of looks orange. These are all the characters, which is awesome. This book is 318 pages, filled with pictures, bright colors, very comic booky. And it should be. It's a superhero game, for crying out loud, based on comic books. But they get into all the basics of role playing, but the core mechanics. You're gonna roll a 3d6. So I bought this set so you can play. You got 4 players in this one box. So if you get a 6, a 1, and a 6, which is a little Marvel symbol, that is the ultimate fantastic roll. That is like the coolest thing. So the 616 universe, for those who know, that's the main Marvel universe. They have a lot of different designators for the other universes out there, where some of the characters have gone or come from. Or if you saw the TV series, especially Loki, talking about the multiverse as it exists, and the TVA, for example. You can do things like if there's an edge, you can re-roll. If there's trouble, there's a re-roll to the negative. Um, so edges are good. Trouble is bad. We got character profile, so it's basically your stats, things like karma, focus, your health. Their main stats are melee, agility, resilience, vigilance, ego, and logic. Oh, look at that. It spells Marvel. Marvel. Very cool. I dig it. Um, you can come up with your backstory. You get traits that give you some bonuses. This is what your character sheet will look like when all said and done. Gets into combat, what your moves are, how do you attack, how you take damage. That's our fastball special for those of you who know. Um, X-Men, very cool. You've got conditions. You've got all the normal stuff you find in a role playing game. Creating a character, how you create your character. There's backstories. There's occupations. Are you a mystic? Are you a magician? Are you a monstrous werewolf? Are you an Atlantean? Is your background high tech, like having a battle suit? Anybody we know? There's occupations. You can be assassin, an educator, a lawyer, student, tycoon. There's some traits that you can get, being in the having an audience, or being beguiling, or you're famous. You have God heritage. There's some tags that can help you with roles. It gives you edge. Then you get into the powers and power sets. A pretty large list of the power sets, and then underneath the power sets are various skills, like so in here, like super strength. There's banging heads, clobber, crushing grip, ground shaking, stomp, immovable jump, quick toss. So you pick your particular power set, and then you can pick the powers underneath. But some of these you have to be at a certain rank. So you start off at rank. You can start off at 0, but rank 1, and it goes through rank 6, and that's your godlike abilities, like the Beyonder. So it's describing all the descriptions, like your spell list. Here's all your superpowers, abilities, skill sets, like that. And then you get into the characters. So you got stats on like everybody, which is kind of cool. Well, not everybody, but quite a few people. Beast, Echo, Elektra, Gamora, Human Torch, Iron Man, Juggernaut, Kraven the Hunter, Kingpin. Watching the series, or Leader, Loki, a lot of main people. Luke Cage, Magneto, MODOK, Mysterio, Mystique, Nightcrawler, the Night Nurse, Scarlet Witch. So you got a whole list of characters. Then back here, they've got talking about what the multiverse is, what it's done in the comic books, things like that. If you've seen the shows, you're pretty much up to date, but it gives you some information. And then there's a section for the narrator, which is basically the GM, and how to set up the game, how to write a story, how to create villains, that sort of thing. And this is 318 pages, core book, good stuff. He also came out with 3 expansion sets. This is the Avengers. The first one was the X-Men expansion set, and basically all the it's set up basically the same way, except it talks about the X-Men specifically. So on being a mutant, so there's the mutant, the whole idea of it: X-Men, X-Factor, X-Force, mutant classes, the Marauders, Alpha Flight, Exiles, Other Worlds, Days of Future Past, and then the new rules as it pertains to the game, and then once again plenty of characters. This is 256 pages, if I remember right. Yep. And you got everybody in here: Mr. Sinister, Mastermind, Madeline Pryor, Longshot, Guardian, Exodus, Destiny, Domino, Darwin, Dazzler's in here, Captain Britain, Cassandra Nova, Cable. So it's good stuff. A good source book if you just want to play the mutants. If that was your favorite thing, that was my favorite thing with Marvel. I read more of the mutant books than anything else in the aside characters. Spider-Man was a big thing for me. I didn't read too much of the Avengers or Iron Man, but there's a lot of characters that did. Like Cloak and Dagger was very cool. So we got the Avengers expansion, basically the same thing, but focusing on the Avengers. Like the X-Men book has like the Danger Room and the SR-71, and gear. Same thing with the Avengers book. So you got the introduction, you got the Avengers inspired teams, Avengers in Law, Avengers World, Multiversal Avengers, Evil Organizations, the new rules, and then characters. So it gives you the history breakdown, where they're located. Here's layouts of the Avengers Tower, what the different team sets were at the time. Team membership, West Coast Avengers, and such. There's some spots in here about the bad guys, like Hydra, for example. The evil organizations. Here's all your new rules, like using shields, gear, guns, plasma, all sorts of stuff. And they get into the vehicles too, like the flying cars and the helicarrier. Shield was in a lot of the stories and interactions. And then you got more characters. 3D Man, Absorbing Man, Avenger Prime, Atuma, Black Panther, Captain America. Let's see what else we got. Falcon, Ghost Rider, Hawkeye, the various Hawkeyes, Hercules, High Evolutionary, Jeff the Land Shark, which is awesome. Jocasta, for the Vision, they were kind of having a thing there, I believe. Metal, Moonstone, Red Hulk, Scorpio, Star Fox, Stinger. So a whole bunch of more characters. If you just want stats or just kind of compare them all, so that's the Avengers book for you. Then there's one for the Spider-Verse. If you've seen the movies there, you've got the whole Spider-Verse. So everything you wanted to know about Spider-Man and all the variants. They highlight specifically Peter Parker. So you've got Spider-Verse, Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and the Ghost Spider, and Gwen Stacy. Spider-Man 2099, other Spider-Mans that are in the universe that need story: Madam Web, Silk, Spider-Woman, the various versions, the Noir Spider-Man, clones and symbiotes, because you got to have Venom in there if you're going to talk about Spider-Man. All the new rules, gets several pages on that, 50 some odd pages, and once again more characters. So full of art and color and layout, spectacle. It's I think the system's just good stuff. New rules, things to consider, and more characters. Green Goblin, Hallows Eve, Kingpin from a different universe. So talking about the multiverse. So Earth 65, where the mainstream is Earth 616, 616. So this is the Kingpin on a different universe. Craven the Hunter, various versions. Madam Web, Mysterio, Norman Oswald, Queen Goblin, Red Goblin, Sandman, Silk, Spider Boy, Spider Side, Spider-Man Noir. So you get all the characters there. Another great book, especially if you like Spider-Man. And then there's an adventure book, The Cataclysm of Kane. So this came out shortly after the first book did, if not the same time. And so you got an adventure. This whole thing is just basically adventure. We got some more characters in the back. Colleen Wing, if you watched Iron Fist, Medusa. So the Immortals are in here, Inhumans. Sorry, Madam Mask, Karnak, Lockjaw, Human Royal Guard. It's got Ironheart in here, and it gets into it's just taking you up through rank 6, which is basically the highest level. So you can play it all here. Another book that's got how many pages? 200 250, 200 if you count the back page. 256 pages. That seems to be a thing with them. 256 pages. And then we've got the starter set, which is a great little box set. You get a set of dice. That's your Marvel die, right there. So you get 616. You get some counters, tokens. There's character sheets, pre-gens if you wanted to play, just to get something going, to get people interested. There's some maps to use with the tokens, and then a bunch of maps. And then there's Adventure Escape from Planet Hulk. And it's got some more character sheets in the back. I think it's just copied though. You're not going to see anything new here. Nebula and Ultron drones. You've got the starter rule book, just glosses over the very basic stuff, what you need to know to get started, and then powers, so you can actually make a character if you want. Nice little set. I think it's worth the money. If you're not fully committed, it's a good way to get something that you can actually play some games with. And I've got some other little comic book sized supplements. One's the Deadpool plays Marvel role playing. And it's comic book form, but it's got an adventure in there, which is cool. Make sure you hit once again hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Let me know if you played Marvel in the original days TSR, or if you'd even play it now. I'm sure there's going to be one for DC if there isn't something already. There's other superhero books out there. I know Cypher's got one. Outgunned is coming out with a superhero version. There's Champions. There's Heroes Unlimited that you can find in places. Good stuff. It's something different than D&D. So you get your friends together and play a bunch of superheroes and have fun. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.